have something really exciting to share today. This build that I just published with the leather palm rest, there's something new that I tried in there, which was making one of these custom PCBs. And again, I'm very new to this. I don't really know what I'm doing, and I think I lucked out that everything worked really well, basically first try. It added quite a bit of work soldering these, but it also added a super cool functionality, which is a ability to have hot swappable sockets. These controllers that I had built in the past, they're old, hand-wired, and not non-hot swappable, meaning that these switches in here, they are soldered in there and glued in there. And yeah, I think that was a major thing to improve, and this was a way to do it. And the news that I wanted to share is that I actually received some packages from China. So these are a couple of new PCBs that I've made. Never tried them before. So far I have 3 of these designs. Again, if you know how to do this, please don't be too harsh, because I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning. I don't even know if these work. But the plan, at least, was to make a breakout board for a holofact analog joystick, because soldering these was a nightmare. The way it's supposed to work is this holofact analog joystick is supposed to output 4 keystrokes, 1 keystroke per direction, and a key press. Hey, future me here. I have figured out the ability to switch between WASD and analog mode. I show it in detail in the end, so stick around. Now back to the video. It's supported by Vial, which means that you can go and remap what this analog joystick does in Vial. That was difficult for me to accomplish, so I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna wait before I break these. I'm gonna keep using them like this until I need them to put them into the actual build. Okay, so I have all my parts prepared here. So I'll try to put all these real quick. I'm also planning to use the ribbon cables this time. That was nice and easy. Next go in the diodes, paying attention to the cathode. We need 5 wires per finger. Okay, this was much easier than the previous time. I don't know, I guess I'm learning. Okay, now the fun part. I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna do that. Okay, this is just brilliant. It was so much easier to do all this with these extra boards. Yeah, it's just night and day difference. All right, this is looking great. I'll flash the board with the latest version and show you if it works. Okay, so I just flashed it with the firmware. The matrix works great. Unfortunately, this one doesn't. I don't really know what's wrong with it. I have finally figured it out. My initial thought was that I either messed up the polarity, which could be devastating for this Hall effect joysticks. Ask me how I know. I burned quite a few of these, and my initial instinct was to start trying out different configurations. So I started desoldering these. I started, trying out different analog joysticks with Hall effect joysticks with, swapping wires. But in the end, it turned out that I missed one little detail. If you look closer at the board, there is a VRF jumper over here. So it turns out that you have to bridge this in order to activate these analog pins. Before you do that, these works like normal digital pins. I would have known that if the data sheet was available somewhere online. If you know where to find it, let me know, because I couldn't find it at all, and I just basically accidentally stumbled upon this one. But yeah, it works now. I'm super excited. I still can't believe that everything worked first try. So obviously this can be done better, but all three boards seem to work exactly how I intended them to work. I'm not planning to make any changes for now, so we'll see. Maybe in the future I'll find ways to improve it. But for now, I'm incredibly happy with all these three, and I'm going to proceed forward. I have the setup in here so I can show you how the firmware works. So the same stuff already connected. And the first thing we're going to do is go to vial.rocks. This is the online configurator. You can also download a local version of it and have it on your PC installed, but I'm using the web version. So we connect the board, and there it is. This is our layout. Let's try it out. So we have a couple of buttons in here. I'm going to type. There we go. So in this firmware, I've added several custom buttons. I have 4 custom profiles that you can switch to, and it writes into the long-term memory of the board, meaning that you can power cycle it, you can unplug it, you can plug it back in, and it will remember everything that you've changed and the layer that you stayed on. But I also added 2 analog modes. So analog 1 is especially interesting. I'll explain in a second what it does. So if I go to here, I just showed you, I press these buttons, it works. But I also, when I use the thumbstick, WASD, this is your movement. I'll show a video of this movement in game later, but it works great. I'm super happy about this. So this button, A1, I mapped it to this button. It could be anything, obviously. So when I press this, I actually switch this analog joystick into actual real 360 analog movement. So if I go into Windows Game Controller Configurator over here, you can actually see that it works. How cool is that? True 360 movement. And in here, it no longer outputs WASD movement, while these keys still work like a keyboard. So this is a true hybrid mode. And the third mode that I added, which is a profile A2, so if I disable that one and enable A2, now it's no longer a keyboard, it doesn't type anything, and it's a complete, game controller with one analog stick. So if I go back here and I start pressing these buttons, you see they respond now, and the analog joystick works as well. So basically you have 3-in-1 in this device. You have analog joystick and keys that behave like a keyboard. You have a hybrid where this is your keyboard and this is your analog input. And you have a game controller where these stop being a keyboard and this is an analog input. Super, super cool. Oh, and one more thing that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, what was really difficult for me to figure out is how to have this UI and to be able to just remap this in real time to whatever I want. How cool is that? I can just change it in real time.